So I'm going to fly through these pretty relatively quickly because I can send the document over to you and then people can go back and actually review the notes that they want to. But a quick overview. So, because you mentioned Hyperledger earlier, Susanna, and I want to touch on this really briefly because this was kind of the starting point of a lot of my really big research last year. Because when I found IBM Hyperledger, it was actually through World Bank, UN, IMF documents from like 2016, 18, and 19 that people had not looked. I mean, it obviously exists in the ecosystem, but people had never read before, and I certainly had never read it before until last year. And as I dug through them, I was like, it struck me because it kept mentioning Ripple, XDC, XinFin, and IBM. I'm like, where's Stellar in all this? And then I remember, whoa, IBM is one of Stellar's biggest partners, so it must be code for something. So I started digging into it, and it was broken down into basically 3 phases. So if we look at phase 1, over here on the right-hand side, won't read through the notes, but you can see in the red, bolded, highlighted words, we're looking at Ethereum, something called PBFT, the Practical Byzantine Fault Tolerance. And what does that all mean? It means at some point, those of us who've been studying QFS, the Q plan, and the necessity of moving all the assets out of like dirty blockchains into these clean, white hat quantum blockchains, a lot of it has to do with moving Ethereum and Bitcoin. And so phase 1 talks almost entirely about how do you actually move Ethereum and Bitcoin into Stellar. So I think that's really beautiful because it talks about it from the IBM perspective, so it's no longer a conspiracy theory. So if we move on to phase 2, this group in the middle, Bevel Cactus, etc., this is all about how do you actually implement quantum security. And that's another really big topic that we've been talking about for a long time. So again, guys, it's great to know that a company as massive as IBM Hyperledger is actually the one behind the scenes putting this together. Now, if we move on to phase 3, now we're talking about actually building the quantum ecosystem that many of us have been talking about, otherwise known as Protocol 20. And when people talk about Protocol 20, a lot of them don't know it actually is referring to Stellar Protocol 20. Sometimes people use it agnostically, having no idea it belongs to the Stellar ecosystem.
Congress is discussing a new set of regulations over the issuance of the private issuance of digital dollars. And so USDC is an example of that. And there's also been discussion about central bank digital currency in the United States, but it's been rejected. In fact, in the same testimony, Chairman Powell said, we are not moving forward with central bank digital currency. Chairman Powell also said we need to provide clear rules around private sector innovation through digital dollars and stablecoins. Secretary Yellen, who I know will be here in China soon, similarly is advocating. And the U.S. Treasury Department at the FSB at a global level has really said the priority now is regulating this sector. But I think the result, to build on what was shared, the result is actually building a model where the base layer of money is very safe. So you have digital dollars where the assets that back them are held with the central bank or in things like government bonds, short government bonds. And then you have something that everyone on the internet, every user, every business will know. This is a cash equivalent instrument. And then you have the traditional central bank oversight. But it's different than commercial bank money. When you give money to a commercial bank, they take the money and then they leverage it and they multiply it by 12 times on average, and they take risk with it. And that introduces systemic risk and financial stability risk. It has other benefits as well, but it introduces this risk. And then from time to time, every 10 years, every 20 years, you have bank failures, you have bank runs, and then you have huge bailouts and so on. And so stablecoins provide a way to have a base layer of money that is very close to the central bank. And so you're not changing monetary policy, but with the benefit of, instead of the government being responsible for developing software, deploying networks, running technology, you allow bank and non-bank companies to actually drive the technological innovation and to be constantly upgrading that technology. Because as we see, whether it's with AI or blockchains or other things, the pace of technological improvement is constant. It's by the week, it's by the month. You can't expect governments to keep that pace. So you have to have this public-private partnership and preserve the role of the central bank, but
on that chain. So we've actually had a lot of folks, I think I can think of at least 3 different, like that Ukraine did it at one point, and there's other companies that have taken Stellar and created a private instance of it. And they've used it And Ukraine actually the government there looked at it at first and they were like, but the value of the blockchain is that it's not that. Like you can use it for that.
Right.
So they then have now gone to the public network and
Wow.
thought about moving on to the public network for that reason. So I do think that there's just, obviously, I think that there's value for all of this technology, but I think the public notion of this, and one of the questions I get, right, from any company that we talk to, they say, well, who's in charge of that?
Exactly.
Because that's your instinct,
Yeah,
right? When you have, like,
course.
especially if I ran an IT department too when I was at
Disclaimer, this channel, Web3 Turtle, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and the content provided should not be considered as financial advice. I am not registered or licensed in any financial institution. All investment decisions should be made after conducting thorough research. Investing in cryptocurrencies carries risks. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Seek professional advice or do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. The views expressed are personal opinions. I cannot be held responsible for any losses incurred. Enjoy the video? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Web3 Turtle community for more content.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I have really so much fun doing the
Isn't
podcast
it fun
with
with
you.
the cards? I
Oh,
know.
it really is. It really is. I love it.
is. It's
I
a
love it.
blast. I
love
do
it.
it all day with our, all our community, our subscribers. So this is what I do for a living all day, and I just love it. It's the best.
Well, this is who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's part of your DNA. You're good at it.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
We are here to help humanity, to empower them, to make them help them believe in themselves. And yeah, that's what we're doing here. It's great.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what other questions we can ask the cards that are absolute. Oh, let's do something very different. Let's get
Cool,
off
okay.
XRP and
Okay.
let's get onto XLM. Can
Yeah.
XLM reach a price tag of $10,000 or beyond in this new reevaluation?
XLM. Here we go. We have the Eight of Pentacles, so that's a positive yes. Let's pull some more.
Okay.
We've got the Magician upright. That's a good sign. And then the Six of Swords. So it's coming along because the Six of Swords again is coming into the light. So it's like a work in progress because this guy right here is working on it and it's coming. So it's not coming immediately, but it's probably this year. The Magician, I believe that's like Sagittarius season. So by the end of the year. Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
Let's ask the question for XDC. These are the big three: XRP, XLM, XDC. If you people that are brand new to these digital assets, the only thing you have to know is XRP, XLM, XDC. Amber and I have been here for 8 years. Okay. We have a 10th degree black belt on digital assets. These are the three you need to own. Put them on your wallet. Stay in positive health, stay in positive cash flow, and wait for them to call you, and you'll have your day in the sun. If you want to buy more than $10,000 or more, or you want to buy $1 million or $10 million worth, my broker can get you that and then some.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do XDC. Let's get on XDC. I believe XDC conservatively, because it's one of the big three, and it plays a very important role in this quantum financial system. I believe he will hit every bit of $1,000. Let's do that.
Okay, here we go. Yes or no? Ooh, Nine of Wands. So it's putting a stake in the ground. It is a good positive card. Temperance, the angel card. Beautiful. And the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Coins there. That is a big yes. So it is coming along. It is making it's going to put a big stake in the.
Disclaimer, this channel, Web3 Turtle, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and the content provided should not be considered as financial advice. I am not registered or licensed in any financial institution. All investment decisions should be made after conducting thorough research. Investing in cryptocurrencies carries risks. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Seek professional advice or do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. The views expressed are personal opinions. I cannot be held responsible for any losses incurred. Enjoy the video? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Web3 Turtle community for more content.